Hey, what's up everybody? I'm back with a new review, and this time is for the new Steven Spielberg movie, Ready Player One. This is going to be a non-spoilers review, so if you have not seen Ready Player One yet, don't worry about it. Let's get started. A lot of people I know wasn't even aware that this film was coming out, so real quick, let's just do a little something. So real quick, for everyone who doesn't know, Ready Player One is based off a popular novel of the same name. It takes place a few decades in the future where everyone is obsessed with this virtual reality world called the Oasis. People decide to generally live in the Oasis more than they do in the real world. The super rich and famous creator of the Oasis, Holiday, has now died, and he's left these clues, an Easter egg, if you will, in the game for people to find. He tells the world whoever finds all of these clues and gets the grand Easter egg gets control of the Oasis and inherits it, essentially. For any anime fans, I know this kind of sounds like Sword Art Online. So I really enjoyed this movie from start to finish. This movie is one of the definitions of Steven Spielberg's blockbuster film. He takes you on this journey that's frightening yet funny with a lot of heart and a spectacle that you can only get from Spielberg that just fills you with a sense of wonder. And it really makes you feel like a kid again. This movie is so visually stunning, and considering it's in a world full of VR characters, it's amazing they look so well. I was hoping that it wouldn't get fake or tiring considering our world is full of special effects and bad CGI, but it doesn't at all. And I actually loved the VR world sometimes better than the real world. All right, so obviously one of the big things about this movie is the director itself. Steven Spielberg is at his best in this film. He does what he does so well. It has flavors of The Goonies, Minority Report, and other Steven Spielberg films all in one. You can see how Spielberg has this way of visual storytelling that takes you on this adventure, and he loves telling these stories through a group of misfits or ragtag kids, and this is no different. Speaking of the group, all of their performances are very solid and believable, but the standouts are clearly Ty Sheridan and Olivia Cooke. Their chemistry on screen is so amazing, and it's so great to watch as the film progresses. They are 100% committed to their characters, and it shows, and it makes this ride worthwhile. Another thing that makes this film so special is the visuals, and let's not forget the pop culture references. Again, the visuals are truly stunning considering today's movies are saturated with CGI and computer graphics and effects and green screens and blue screens and all these screens. The pacing of this film was also great. It was never a point where I was bored or it lagged. It was just boom, 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 and I really appreciate that. Now, I've never read the book, but I'm aware that there are many pop culture references in the book, some to Steven Spielberg films themselves and to the 80s. This film has an amazing number of pop culture references. So much so that I have to see it again just to catch them all. For example, you see in the film trailer that the Iron Giant is in this movie. The freaking Iron Giant. And that's just one of the many icons you will see in this movie. You will be shocked and surprised that parts of your childhood just come popping up. And the most important thing is that they're not just cameos or for the sake of being pop culture references. Spielberg does it in a way where the references are almost crucial parts to the plot. The Iron Giant isn't just there to be the Iron Giant. It has a part in the film. That's not just Chun-Li from Street Fighter. You know? Now onto some things that necessarily did not work for me. The villain. Now I love Ben Mendelsohn. I loved him in Rogue One, especially. And in this film, he's a very interesting villain with a great purpose of being a villain. However, I never felt a real huge imposing threat from him. And when I did, it was quickly diminished afterwards. When it came down to it, his character got weaker and weaker as a villain, and it didn't really make the pressing villain situation that I would have wanted in this film. Even worse was his sidekick, and sometimes I forgot her name, I'm sorry, but her character sometimes even felt really cartoonish, almost like I was watching Team Rocket. There are also a lot of other story points that were resolved very quickly or very loosely. And I get that this is a family movie too, it's a blockbuster, like it's not to be taken too serious and too into detail, but there was a lot of ends to me that weren't tied as the movie was going on, and it was never tied. And I also don't agree with some choices on the ending. I don't want to spoil it, but the ending, some of it really didn't work with me. And it was mainly because of choices certain characters made that didn't reflect their choices in the beginning of the movie. With that being said, Ready Player One is a very enjoyable movie on so many levels. I have not smiled like that in the theater in a long time. I give Ready Player One an 8.8 out of 10. I highly recommend you go check it out, especially if you love Spielberg, if you love blockbuster movies, and if you really want to get kicked into childhood. Well, that's it for this review. Make sure you check out for more movie reviews in the future from me. Until next time, peace.